Simon, the last time we spoke, you helped us to categorize the types of cyber threats into three main categories: email, patching, and impersonation. In this video, can we focus on one of the most obvious cyber threats in the category of email, and that's phishing? And the first question I have to ask, what is phishing?
Oh, well, phishing is spelt with a PH. So it's phishing, and what it is, it's sort of in the name of the title. Criminals throw out a digital bait for some poor fish to bite on, depending on the email list that they've got and the target and the target that they're trying to get to. It will depend on the size of the fish that gets hooked. And that will also depend on the type of bad stuff that they then try and deliver to you.
So how does phishing work, and what sort of damage can it actually do?
Well, phishing is typically an email campaign. They're becoming extremely well written and sophisticated and convincing, so that people open the email thinking it's a genuine email rather than a suspicious email. They're becoming sophisticated and good enough to get through the cyber defenses that companies have paid money for to try and find these things and block them. And typically they'll have an attachment on the email, which has got malicious code associated with it, which would generally be ransomware, or within the text of the email, it'll have a link which will take you to a malicious website. And they're generally after two things. One is to insert malware, a virus, onto your computer, which would be ransomware, and probably as well as they'll try and steal personal data from the system as well.
So what happens if your data has been compromised, or worse still, you lose access to it?
Well, ransomware works by encrypting your system, and it'll encrypt all your data, and often it'll encrypt the operating systems as well. So your system becomes completely useless. They then have access to your system enough to be able to flash up a message on your screen saying, pay this ransom, and we'll give you a key to get your system back. So the UK website, the UK government website, reckons about 56% of people who have been attacked pay the ransom, but actually that's no guarantee that the criminals are going to give you the key. But anyway, you pay a ransom, they give you the key back. Depending on your business, the impact will vary. So if you've, I'm just trying to think, organizations kind of need to ask themselves, what's the worst scenario that could happen to them?
So
go ahead.
If you get infected, is that it? Is it game over?
Oh, no, not at all. Not necessarily. It depends. Number one, if you've backed up your data, then you've got a chance of just going, you know what, we won't pay the ransom, just clean the machine off and go back to our last successful backup. But the question is, when you backed up, did you back up the ransomware that was on your system as well? In which case you just go back to square one again.
Okay, so I think you're probably going to answer my next question, which is, what's possible for organizations to do that'll help them before this happens?
Yeah, so security is a layered approach. There's no one tool that you should buy. Obviously, it starts, first of all, with a good quality antivirus product. Not one of the cheap ones off the internet. Buy something reputable. With that, normally they'll have something that will encrypt your disk as well and encrypt all of your data. So if the hacker is successful at stealing the data on your machine, they can't actually use it because it's now encrypted. which is good. The second thing companies should do is scan all their incoming email with a sophisticated tool. So there are artificial intelligence-based tools now that are looking for these sophisticated attacks that a normal antivirus package wouldn't pick up. Then if something bad does happen, you need something that's going to isolate the machine. So, because typically this stuff gets on your machine and then it'll try and infect other machines within your organization and on your network. So really you need a bit of code that will say, this stuff's bad. We're going to cut the machine off from the rest of the network.
So I can't help but think there's probably two thoughts are going through my mind right now, Simon. First of all, this sounds really expensive to implement. And secondly, it sounds like you need some sort of special skills, because surely simple antivirus software is not enough, just as you said, to help protect them.
Yeah, that's right, Elias. So it doesn't have to be expensive. I think large organizations have large teams of competent people to go and sort this stuff out. Smaller businesses, if they went out and researched the market on their own, in the time alone, and then the technical expertise they'd need to deploy it would be expensive. My answer to that is outsource it. Get a company to recommend a whole bunch of these things, these tools in one bundle, and get them to come in and deploy it for you and manage it on your behalf.
Fantastic. So, Simon, if people want to get hold of you, how can they get hold of you?
Well, the easiest way to contact us is to go to our website, fortinet.co.uk, go to our contacts page, and you can either give us a call, send us an email, or if you want a 30-minute complimentary discovery call to see what we might be able to recommend for you, there's a Calendly link and you can just book a slot, which is free and convenient for you.
Awesome. Thank you very much for your time, Simon, and we look forward to speaking to you shortly.
Thanks a lot.